I'm excited about the changes, so we'll see. All right, I'm just trying to get everything straight and all. All right, let's see. Slide it over just a little. All right, so there's the card I posted. And this background was created with rubber bands, and I did forget to get some water to clean my stamps. So I have some water now because it's like you gotta have it cleaned. But as I was saying, with losing, thanks Linda for sharing, I appreciate it. With losing crackle paint, having a simple background that doesn't overwhelm everything to stamp, it's gonna be hard. So this is, I think, one that I will be using quite often. And it's a lot easier to do. So with that, let me move this up just a little bit. And I'll show you how to get started. To do this, you're gonna need a block and you're gonna need some rubber bands. Does not matter the size. You do want, when I said size, I'm meaning some of these are long and some are shorter. You do want different thicknesses of the rubber band because that's how you get thick and thin pieces. But you basically take your rubber band and you wrap it around, and I kind of do some crazy things with it. And then I'm gonna do, here's one, I want this one. This one's a little bit thicker. And you wrap it around your block several times, and I'm just kind of watching where they fall. This one is a thick one, so I think I'm going to put it at an angle. And if you can get it at an angle, that's even better. So you just kind of put your rubber bands on there, like so. And I need another thin one, so give me this one to go on like so. Okay. Ah, poo. There we go. Well, darn it. You got to get it around the block, girl. All right, and then you can kind of play with them when you get them on there. And then you decide which side you like better. Now, this is twisted. All right, and I need something going this way. Sorry about the noise. And all I have is thick ones left, and I don't really want to use another thick one. Maybe I can move this one over a little. There. All right, now move this one down. And just kind of play with them and get them set up. Then you need a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Oh, thanks, Linda. I thought it was a pretty card too. And remember I said I'm doing Highland Heather, Coastal Cabana, and Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to start with the lightest color first. So I'm going to start with Coastal Cabana. And then you take, which side am I going to use? I think I'm going to use this one. There's some interest down here. And you stamp, and then you stamp it. And if you want it in different darkness and lightness, then stamp it. Use a second generation stamping. Now I'm going to clean my stamp. All right, and I'm going to move to Highland Heather. And I'm going to use the same side, and I'm going to stamp the Highland Heather. And see, you get, if you have that thick one. Now if you don't like the thick piece in there, don't use a thick rubber band. So there's my Highland Heather. And then I'm not going off, so I'm going to grab a scrap paper so I can go off the sides. And then I'm going to do Shaded Spruce using the same side. Now if you don't want to, if you want to try the other side to give some different different interests, do that. All right, I'm going to do that one, and then that one, and I'm going to do here and here. And that's all there is to it. There's the background. Now, as I said, I think it looks, this is what the first card looked like. And it looks fine. Hi, Lynn. But I took and embossed it. Let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you can tell if it's embossed or not. I'm going to try and turn it at an angle and see. I'm kind of watching you can see it somewhat in there. So you can see the embossing, and it just kind of adds a different layer. So I'm going to emboss this one with the subtle embossing folder. So this is a great way to, I got to do this way. Mine always moves on me when I go to move it, so I just do it upside down. To add some texture and interest. All right. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Betty Ann. Okay. There it is. There's the background. All done. And can you see the embossing? And I think I used the wrong side, but it doesn't really matter with the subtle. But it just adds some interest. All right. Now, for my flowers on this one, I am using Pop of Petals. This one is retiring along with the punch. And I'm going to use this one and this one. I think when you use a background like this, your images need to be more solid than anything else. So those are the two that I've chosen to use. Piece of paper here. So I'm going to take my flower image and I'm going to stamp it with Coastal Cabana. And ladies, take this to the sink, run it under water, and all of the ink comes off, let it dry, and you can reuse your rubber bands. All right, now I got to make sure I do this the right way. And I probably didn't, but that's okay. And I do 2 layers on these. I just like the 2-layer look for the flower. And then I'm going to do some Highland Heather ones. Make sure all right, I think this is right, but I'm not positive. All right, and then for my leaves, I'm going to use the other one, and I'm going to use Shaded Spruce. This one didn't have, the leaves in this, I don't think are very good for flowers. I mean, there's that one, but you'd have to fussy cut it. No. So I'm using, let's see, I think, nope. All right, I think it goes this way. We'll find out. So I'm just going to stamp these. Nope, it's not the right way, but that's okay. Stamp those, and then I'm going to cut them apart for my leaves. So next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take and punch these out, and it's not done right, so give me a minute to cut it apart so I can put it in my thing correctly. I even lined it up. Jeez. I should mark my stamps, but I forgot. So, all right, this one, now you would know that that one is done correctly. All right, and then these I got to turn around, and hopefully this is right. Nope. All right, they were way off. All right, and I got to cut this end. Usually I mark my stamps so I know which way to put it in the punch. I don't know why I never marked this one. I guess I just forgot. One of those things. It's not like I haven't had enough time. I've had this stamp set for a while. All right. Okay, the last thing I need is my other, let's see if this is in right. Yep, my other one for the leaf. All right, now that I have all my pieces cut, let me find my leaves. And then to make your flowers look more realistic, if you take your pokey tool, put it in the middle and just curl it, it kind of gives some movement to your petals, like so. And even if it's, you know, when you put it in the envelope, everybody says, but it'll flatten it. It does, but not all the way. So I'm just going to curl my petals real quick so that I have them curled, just because I like to see movement. Makes the flower look a little bit more realistic. And I'm just kind of putting it in the center and curling it up around it. Some get more curl than others, and I'm going to do these the same way. I'm not going to curl these as much. So you can curl it just a little or a lot. Whatever you feel like. Has everybody been stamping? Did you get what you wanted off the clearance? The retiring list? Don't wait long. As it stands right now, everything's still available. I didn't look this morning, but man, usually stuff flies off. I'm surprised the in colors are still there, but I guess everybody got them. All right. Then what I'm going to take and do is I think I want to use a glue dot to put these together. So let me get my glue dots. I have 50 million things of glue dots and can't find a one. And then what I do is these two are this way, so I rotate it some so that this petal and this petal are as opposite as I can get them. Oh, I missed one. I was going, why is that one flat? Again, it just gives the flower a little bit of interest because in nature, the petals are not perfect. Okay. Put this on the back. All right, now where are my two that are alike? There it is. So I'm going to turn it this way and stick it down. There's my flowers. Now I'm going to take this. And what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to cut down and over, down and over. So basically I'm cutting off two petals, and I may use another one of those for the three. It just depends. And I'm going to put my glue dot on the front, and then I'm going to put it where I think it needs a leaf, and I want to put another one, so I'm going to cut this one, and I'm going to put my glue dot right on the tip, and it's okay if it hangs over, and I'm going to put that one there. So see how you can use the leaves? Hi, Barbara. From the stamp set, or not the leaves, but the flowers, to make your leaves. So keep that in mind, and those are done. So I'm going to have to grab my other thing. Let's put this one here. There seems to be, and I kind of look as to where there might be a lot of space that it'll show. Let me get my other thing of dimensionals. And let me see, cut this off for the other one. Oh, poo. I'm going to put this one down here. All right. Now it's time. I pulled out some retired satin ribbon because I really wanted a simple ribbon for this. You can easily dye this. This would be so pretty in Highland Heather. Ooh. I don't have the blends, so when I dye mine, I use, I don't know if I have any mixed up. Ooh, I do. Hang on, I'm going to show you how to dye your ribbon. And then I'll have to, while it's drying. Usually I use, oh, I do have paper towels here. All right, so I'm not making, there. I needed to know how long. All right, I take a paper towel and I'm going to put, usually I do this where it doesn't matter, but I'm going to put my towel underneath so if it leaks through, it's no big deal. And then this is a mixture. I fill it up to about there with alcohol. And then I add about 10 to 15 drops of re-inker. So your re-inker is really good for lots more than just what you think. And I'm going to pull this back a little bit and hold this up. And then you just spray your ribbon. All right. And then I always flip it over and spray the back side only because, ooh, gotta have the spray going the right way. All right. I sprayed my table over here, and then I take and I blot it, and I'm going to blot it really good. Oh, I'm shaking, sorry. And then this has to dry, but using the alcohol, it dries fairly quickly. Let me get rid of this, and I'm going to move this out of the way while we decide on the other things. I don't want it where it's wet. Let me move this behind me. Hopefully it'll dry fairly quickly. You can hit it with the heat tool also, but there's our card. And I didn't know which card base I was going to like, so I pulled out all three so I could decide. So there's the shaded spruce. That's pretty. There's the Highland Heather. Kind of washes it out, I think. Oh, that one looks really nice. All right, so I'm thinking it's between shaded spruce and the Coastal Cabana. The Highland Heather to me didn't do it. These make that Highland Heather pop. So which one should I use, ladies? Shaded spruce, Coastal Cabana. I'll do it again. There's Coastal Cabana. There's shaded spruce. Which one is your favorite? I kind of like the coastal too. When I go back and forth, this is okay, but this one makes all the colors pop. I'm going to use coastal. Good choice, Betty Ann. Good choice. All right, let's see. I'm trying to move that. Let's see if my ribbon is dry. I'll put, if the ribbon's not dry, I may have to hit it with the heat tool, because if it's not dry, it will not stick to my card, and that won't be good. I've started using my fingernails again. Not a good thing. It messes them up. Let's see. Still a little damp. Let me wave it in the air. Like I said, the alcohol causes it to dry. Now, it does turn out a little darker than the color, and you'll see here's the Highland, a little lighter, because you're watering down the re-inker, which is white. All right, here's the Highland Heather, and there's dyed with the re-inker. So it's a little lighter. So if you want it closer to this color, use a darker color re-inker. So if I had used maybe Gorgeous Grape on this, it may look bigger. It may look closer to the color. All right. I put that at the bottom, but you know what? I think I want it here because I'll see more of it. I'm going to change. I didn't do that, and I should have. So let me get this again. It just gives it a few more minutes to dry. Usually if I'm going to use ribbon, I'll do the whole card, dye my ribbon, go get something to drink, something to eat, come back, and then do it. Or even do it the next day if it's going to be one of those that I feel I really want it to dry. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to wrap it to the back. And I'm going to give that longer piece a little bit more time. And now I'm going to take, and because this is embossed, I'm using my tearing tape, and I'm going all the way around so that it'll stick to my card base, because I don't want it coming up in the mail. Not a good thing. I don't want to have someone get my card and it falling apart. I'm going to be working on making, I saw a pattern for face masks online, and they made it into a card. You know, they used Designer Series paper and made a card with it. So what I'm going to take and do is, we have a group of ladies here in our development who have been sewing masks, and then they give the masks away. People have donated fabric, they've donated elastic, all kinds of things. People have donated and donated and donated. And we have a group, it's probably about 50 ladies now, who are making the masks, and they give it to the lady who's coordinating it, and they take and deliver these masks all over. We've sent them to Arizona, New York, lots in our area. There's probably a bunch of other places. And when I guess it was last month sometime, I took and I made thank you cards for all the ladies. So what I'm going to do is, it's about time for me to make more cards. I'm drying my other ribbon, sorry. So I'm going to take this mask, and I have about 50 to make, but I have tons of Designer Series paper that's retired, so it won't be hard. I just have to figure out the size and the folding and everything. So I'm going to do that this afternoon. I'm going to do some playing and see if I can figure it out. All right. And for some reason, oh, that came off. Maybe that one will too. Yep, I don't know what that was. But it's gone now. See, it's coming off. Must have been fuzz from something. And then I decide this side looks the best, so that's going to be my front. So I'm going to take my glue dots, and when I put a ribbon on, I put one to the left of the knot and one to the right of the knot so that they kind of overlap. I've always used two because one, hi Myra, will fall off. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to trim my ends, which I should have done before I put it down, but I didn't. Oh, missed that end. There we go. All right, so there's that. And now it's time for the flowers. And these I'm going to put on with dimensionals. I got to cut some more dimensionals. So I'm going to be making mask cards this afternoon. They use ribbon for the elastic on the side. It was a cute idea. but I just thought, I need to do this again. Thank those ladies who have given up so much of their time and supplies. We have people who cut, people who sew, and then they deliver them all to the porch of the lady who's coordinating it. There's no social contact, and it's been nice. I think I'm gonna put this one down here because of that purple. So I'm gonna put that one there, and this one up here. I'm gonna go that way, and then you know I like my bling, so I'm gonna pull in my rhinestones, and I'm gonna put this on. Did you guys see? That's fine, Myra. Did you guys see that the glimmer paper is retiring? Oh, I'm so sad. So sad. It's like, this isn't right. What am I going to do without my glimmer paper? But they have glimmer paper in there, but it's not solid colors. It's rainbow. All right. So there are the two cards. And the background's entirely different based on what you use. This would look to me real cute done up in pink and brown and put the pig on here, or red and black and put the cow on. I may have to do that for the girls. But I just think it's such a fun technique, so easy. And you get a different background. It's not the same old background. And as you can see, this one you hardly ever see, and I'll tell you why. When I did this the first time, I put the fat one on first, and you don't see much of it. With this one, I waited and put it on later. So you see more of the, Barb, that's not paper. We created that with rubber bands. So you see more of the thicker rubber band on this than you do here. You see bits of it, but not a lot. So if you don't want those thick lines, put the thick rubber band on as one of the first ones. And so easy to do. You can make it match any of your colors that you're using. I knew I was going to use this stamp set, but I didn't know what colors. And I thought, well, let me go. I looked at that website that I gave everybody, the color one, and I put in Highland Heather, and Coastal Cabana and Shaded Spruce came up. And I went, I'm going to use those. And I love that color combination. So there it is. This was Call Me Clover, Blueberry Bushel, Pineapple Punch, I think. Yeah, I think it was Pineapple Punch. It looks too bright for Daffodil. Thanks, Betty Ann. I can't wait to get it on there. The sizing wasn't right. So the girl that's doing it is redoing the sizing for me. So, but there they are. I hope you guys will try this and share some ideas. I mean, I love seeing ideas and what kinds of things you can do with things you find around the house. I mean, especially since we lost that background crackle paint. I used to use that a lot, and now it's like I think I'll be using this idea more and more because I like it. I don't know why. It appeals to me at the moment. Now, next week it could be a different story. Who knows? So, I have a fun fancy fold that you guys are probably all familiar with. For Thursday, but I'm not gonna say anything else, but I'm gonna share some variations on it. I saw the first basic one, and then I saw a bunch others with different takes on it. So it's the same kind of idea, the same, well, it's not this, it's the same fold, but the measurements are different, and that's why you get different. Oh, hi, Nancy. Haven't seen you in a while. You get a different look because of it. So I'm going to share several different variations on Thursday evening. So let me flip this around.